All right, we're joined by Texas head coach Mike White, players Katie Stewart, Katie Simmons, and Leanne Good. A reminder to please silence your cell phones. Give your name and media affiliation when you get the mic to ask a question. Recording the press conference with your cell phones is prohibited. And if you want to ask a question on Zoom, make sure to raise your hand. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach White, go to questions just for players, dismiss the players, and then go back to questions just for Coach White. So if you have an opening statement, feel free.
Yeah, obviously an exciting game, a tough finish to it. Obviously getting down against Niger 4-1, we made a good fight to come back, but we got down with some uncharacteristic errors there and some misplays, but they took advantage of some good base running and everything else. Very exciting game for TV again. Obviously, our team never gave up, fought back. Real proud of the way the team did that. We've got to come back now and face Niger again for sure, and we're going to have to kind of work really hard to get some runs, and then obviously shut them down as well.
Okay, questions for players? Okay, starting front row left.
Thomas Jones, Austin, American-Statesman. Katie or Leanne or Katie, is there anything you've learned against Niger in 2 games that could help you tomorrow, and what would that be?
She's going to attack the zone, and so just be ready to hunt early and get my pitch, not chase too far out of zone, and just be ready to attack because she's just going to come at us. She's not going to dance around the zone, and so just being ready to go from inning 1.
Yeah, I think very similar. She's going to go right at you. She's not afraid to throw her pitch early on and even later on in the count. So she's very fearless out there, and so you have to be the same going up there.
Yeah, she mixes speed well, and so just going up there and picking a pitch, you have to take risks. So sitting on one or sitting on fast, you have to take risk at this level, and especially at this kind.
Okay, we go second row left.
Cedric Golden, Austin, American-Statesman. Leanne, is this infield playing faster than the infield at McCombs? Because there's been some hot shots, and it seems like the ball is bouncing a lot faster up.
Yeah, it is, but still no excuse. As an infielder, you're known to attack the ball. So just having that mindset, even though we may know that the field is playing faster, just going in and attacking the ball.
Okay, we got third row left in the corner.
For back here, for any of you, what do you expect Tegan's mentality to be like tomorrow? You've seen her in big moments. Can you kind of take us into like what she's going to be thinking and why you have so much trust in her for tomorrow?
She's going to compete. She's been in some of our biggest moments, and so she's not going to shy down from it. She's going to give us her all for however long we need her or however long she's ready to give us. And trusting her, she's going to trust herself and trust her defense and being there to back her up so she can throw what she needs to throw.
Yeah, I agree with Stewie. I think every game she comes into, she has just a super tough mentality, and I don't think that's going to change in Game 3 of this series. And I think, if anything, it's going to make her stronger, and I know she wants it for herself, but as well as the entire team. So I think she comes out there tomorrow with the toughest mentality she's ever had.
Okay, we go second row left, Kirk.
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. Leanne, you guys, as your coach said, made some uncharacteristic errors, last night and tonight, and they got some runs on bases loaded stuff, as you know. Do you feel like y'all didn't make Tech earn it enough tonight?
Yeah, I think we beat ourselves at the end of the day. Coach White always says bend but don't break, and we broke down. So to just coming together tomorrow and just banding together, I think that's what we needed the most. I mean, what happened, but coming out tomorrow and banding together as a defense.
Okay, we go front row left, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin, American-Statesman. Leanne, when you have a freshman pitcher in there like Cambria, what can you say to them to help them as opposed to more veteran pitcher like Mac or Tegan?
Yeah, I think the whole time I was just saying that you're meant to be here and you want this, you want to win this, and you're going to win this pitch. And I think she was looking at me, nodding her head. And honestly, I think she was in it the whole time. I didn't see any fear on her face. And I'm really proud of her, the way she came out and pitched for us.
More questions for players? Okay, we go second row left, Kirk.
Katie, are you wondering when Nigel's going to break down or wear down, or do you think she's just a machine at this point?
No, I think she's just ready to go. She's going to give it all for her team, and so she's not going to back down from this moment. I've heard in an interview in the past that she said she's got summer to rest, and so she's just going to keep fighting for her team and for the history that they're looking for. And so it's just keeping our game what we want and how we're going to attack her, staying together, and just keep fighting.
Okay, last one for players, third row left corner.
How do you guys describe this opportunity in front of you tomorrow, what this means and what it's going to take to actually bring it home?
For me, at least, we may have lost this game, but I'm still smiling because we get another opportunity to go out there and win. And I think this team is just so excited to get out there again. And we know that wasn't our best game, but we have a new opportunity to come out with a fresh start tomorrow, a new 21 outs to play with. And I think, we want to win this so much. I mean, especially my class, we've done this 3 times, and we don't want to lose it a third time. So I think all of us just have that fire in us to win it.
Yeah, even though the score said 4-3 at the end, we took the momentum in that top of the 7th. So just taking and running with that, we have the momentum.
Yeah, we showed how badly we want this in our fight in the 7th inning, and so just using that momentum that we gained from that inning into tomorrow and just starting out early instead of waiting entirely too long to fight while our backs are against the wall. And so just keep going at it. We want this really bad. Both teams want to make history. It's just whoever wants it more.
Okay, that'll wrap things up for players. Thank you. You're dismissed. We'll start with Coach. Questions for Coach, front row right. David.
Coach David Collier from ABC in Lubbock. You mentioned the uncharacteristic errors not only tonight but yesterday as well. What do you attribute that to?
It's a good question. I think that maybe some indecision, some miscommunications between the infielders. There was some there's been some different types of plays. Obviously, there was a couple of KB had one last night, and so did Leanne, which she didn't charge. It wasn't aggressive. It's like they said, they're going to be aggressive, and then the squibbers and those funny ones, those things can happen sometimes. So we just got to pull it together and understand when we made those plays before, and we just got to communicate better than what we're doing.
Okay, we go front row left, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin American-Statesman. Your freshman she was thrown into the fire. Did you think about bringing Tegan in when they had the runners, I think, on the corners with the 2 outs or bases loaded with 2 outs? And what was the plan on using Tegan tonight?
Yeah, it was a little earlier than I really wanted to bring her in. I was hoping to try and get a lead and then bring her in to close the door. We wanted to extend Nyjah a little bit. I know she's a workhorse, but we got to look at her, 3-4 times through the order tonight. So there's another couple of good looks. They got to see her, Tegan, just 3 or 4 batters. So we're hoping that's going to play in our favor tomorrow.
Okay, we go second row left, Cedric.
Hey, Mike, Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. Katie Stewart said you guys took the momentum back in the 7th inning. How do you carry that over, even though the results didn't speak in your favor?
I'm not sure what else you're supposed to do with that, So you got to be confident in what you're doing. We hit the ball pretty well. We scored 2 runs in the 7th innings off one of the best pitchers in the country, and like the lady said, we're just waiting too long till our backs against the wall. So we've got to come out and understand whether we want this or we don't want this, and if we're going to fight or not fight. And it's all about Texas fight, and we need to stand up for each other, play together, and play tough right from this first pitch.
More questions for Coach? Okay, we'll go third row left in the corner.
Obviously, Tegan on this stage is somewhere, she's used to this. She's been in big moments. Her tomorrow, how excited are you to see her in that moment, and why is there so much trust in her?
It's just the consistency she's showing here in the postseason. We know she's going to do her stuff. She's got available 3 different types of pitches. It's hard for them to sit on her. And when she has her stuff, she's as good as anybody in the country. And so we feel real confident in that. I think that's also going to give our team more confidence and buoyancy behind her. And that feeling of, hey, we've got each other's backs. And I think they feel more confident with Tegan on the mound than anybody else.
Okay, we go second row left, Kirk.
Mike, do you feel like there are any nerves because the stakes are so big in this game since y'all have made some weird plays that y'all usually haven't?
I'm not so sure about nerves. I mean, they want to be perfect, and so when they make a mistake, sometimes they can't release it, and so the things compound. I mean, that's something that's happened this year. But they've played on the stage before. We've got 16 players who've been out there before, but then sometimes you can think about, there's more to lose than there is to win, and so we got to kind of understand this is a game right here. And it's going to require our best effort in the biggest moments, and so that's all they can really look at is just go out and give their best effort and live with the results.
Okay, we go front row left, Thomas.
Thomas Jones, Austin American-Statesman. you're in a position to close out Texas for the first time. How does that change the way you approach a game, whether strategically, philosophically, as opposed to facing elimination?
Well, I like having the opportunity to have the last at bat for sure. That gives you an opportunity to kind of finish the game, so to speak, what we did the other night. But really, we've talked all year about the game doesn't know. And the game's not going to know this is the finale and whatever it is. It's going to reward the team that plays the best. And sure, we got some momentum, but if we don't back it up with good quality at bats, some quality defense, and some quality pitching, it's not going to matter. The game will know who's the better team on the day, and that's what's going to really count. So we got to make sure we come out, know what we're going to do, have a game plan, stick to our game plan, and attack. I think we got a little defensive in times there, especially later in the game with our defense. We're on the back foot. Instead of being a little more aggressive and making the plays when we need to make the plays.
Okay, last one, front row right.
Lauren Morello with The Athletic. Coach, Tegan's always seemed really good at harnessing her emotions in the circle. What kind of poker face do you expect from her tomorrow, or what kind of emotions do you expect her to show during the game?
I think she'd be guarded. She's not going to wear emotions on her sleeves, but there's going to be moments where she's going to pump up and fire and show her emotions to her team to let their team know that she's giving everything she has. I think she's starting to do a little more of that than what she's done in the past.
All right, that'll wrap things up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.